you describe yourself as a child? Were you happy?
Yes, I was happy, but I was kind of lonesome because it seemed like I was the only child until there was 8 years between me and my brother. And so he was, I treated him more like taking care of my little brother, but he was too young to play with. And so it was just very quiet, and so I was, I could just remember that I would just kind of have things that I would look forward to, because otherwise, just not a lot was going on. I didn't really have friends I'd have a friend that my mom would bring home from school that I'd play with, and she happened to be a Native American.
Oh.
And her name was Gloria. And so I'd play with her, and then there's a couple of other girls about a block away, and sometimes I would play with them, but not too much, because all they did was argue as sisters and siblings, so that wasn't too fun. I didn't need to argue with anyone. I never had anybody around to argue with. Yeah. And so I was really kind of, I think, kind of a timid child, really. I definitely wasn't outspoken. And so I think that's probably because there wasn't a lot of people to relate to. Mm-hmm. I did have family around, like my grandparents were living, Grandma and Grandpa Hamner, and I had aunts and uncles around. They were all my mother's aunts and uncles, and sometimes we would go into like Garden Grove, and we would have a fun get together with my dad's side of the family, which would be my Grandma Bird, Grandpa Bird, and Auntie Kay, and Aunt Barry, and their husbands, and then my cousins. There was like 3 boy cousins that I would be able to, we'd kind of play with. I still keep in touch with them a little bit, even now. And then there was some girl cousins. There was Linda and Ellen. Ellen and I were the same age, and we were the closest of all of my cousins. She was, well, I mean, we can get together even now and like pick off where we left off. That's which would nice. Be in years, but yeah. We always had a good time. And it was fun for me because sometimes in the summer I would go to visit them. They were the Milers in Garden Grove, and we would just have a lot of fun. My aunt they had a new Thunderbird. They let me drive their Thunderbird around, and then Ellen and I would play. We would play in the orange grove. We would climb the orange trees and try to get away from her younger sisters. I don't know why that was fun, but that's what kids do, I guess.
I think that sounds way more fun than sitting in front of a camera, in front of a phone playing a dumb game.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that. We just, we had fun playing outside. It was always outside. There wasn't anything to do inside, so we would find things to do.